Information spreads very fast on the internet. Alright, so I want to talk about what's happening in the used Can-Am Ryker market right now. And I'm seeing this a lot on a lot of the Facebook groups and forums. And it's something that you should be worried about. Because especially if you're trying to buy a used Can-Am Ryker right now, today, it's crazy. So what's happening right now is some of the people that bought a Can-Am Ryker a couple months ago, the reason they got rid of it is because of the VSS. It already sucks you paying for a Ryker in the winter time. It's just sitting in your garage. It had to suck be paying for a Ryker that sat in the shop all summer long and you only owned it for a couple months. That's gotta be horrible. I would be furious. I won't say what I would do to the Ryker because then it'll be on video, and if someday I get pissed off and something happens to my Ryker, it could always come back and bite me in the ass. So somebody said, hey, you know what? Can-Am doesn't want to fix this problem. I'm gonna just trade it in. When you go try to trade it in at a Can-Am dealership, they lowball you. They went to a car dealership and the car dealership gave them X amount of dollars because they have some incentives to kind of get you out of that Ryker, and they're able to put some of that negative equity on the new deal, and they make the deal happen. What happens is the car dealership doesn't keep that Ryker. They send it off to auction or a wholesaler. Somehow, some way, that Ryker gets recycled into the ecosystem and it ends up at a motorcycle dealership somewhere. Somebody's buying that Can-Am Ryker. Can-Am itself, this year for the 2022 model year, they recalled 9,300 Can-Am Rykers. After that, they had a cyber attack and their systems were down. Warranties weren't being able to be processed at the dealerships. A lot of times, the dealerships get all the blame, like, oh, they don't have enough people, they don't know what they're doing. And it's true, they don't have enough people and they don't know what they're doing. But Can-Am doesn't know what they're doing. They haven't fixed that issue yet. So how can you expect the dealership to fix it? You really can't. I mean, aside from like, oh, they're charging a lot of money, they're a dealership, they gotta make money somehow, they gotta keep the lights on. So I get it, you know, you find a local guy that'll help you out with maintenance. That's besides the point, right? The truth is that Can-Am has to address that issue, but it's like putting fuel to the fire. They're like refusing to do that. They do not want to bring up that VSS issue at all. A lot of the YouTubers and vloggers that have Rykers and have had issues, they've made a little stink about it on Facebook and no one's really paid attention. So you know what they've done? They've moved on from the Can-Am Ryker, and you can't blame them. So I mean, with that being said, I am not trying to discourage you of buying a Ryker. I still love my Ryker. My Ryker has over 9,000 miles on it. I've never had a major issue, aside from like changing the brakes because they squeak so much, an oil leak because the bolt stripped, small things. I haven't had the VSS come on. Hopefully it doesn't. Just me providing the information to you so you can make a knowledgeable decision when you're deciding on buying a Ryker. The reason I did the video is because for the last 2 weeks I've gotten a lot of questions on my DMs as far as, hey, do you think this is a reliable alternative? Do you think I could daily this? I have been putting the question off for so long, but I had somebody today on YouTube again send me another message and say, hey man, you think I could daily this thing? And I don't want to lie to the person because I use it as a daily. You know, I go from point A to point B, but I have a backup. So I didn't want to say like, hey, yeah, you know, you could daily this thing and that be your primary vehicle. If you're considering this as your primary vehicle, I wouldn't, because you never know. It can start acting up. And it's like anything else. A car can act up, break down, but you have a way to fix it. You know, there's a solution to it. With the VSS, there is no solution to it. You can find yourself making a payment on something that you can't use. So do I recommend it as a daily? No. Do I recommend it as a toy? Absolutely. So that's what's happening with the Can-Am Ryker right now.